Okay, I don't know how much time I'll have today to put together a video of the other videos. So I wanted to just throw this together real quick to give you some tips that I used when I started to learn Korean. One is talk to yourself. If you don't have anybody else to talk to yourself. I know that sounds kind of weird and people may think you're weird, but if you walk around the house speaking to yourself about what you're doing, my kids, even now, they say, Dad, who are you talking to? Because I'll be walking down the road and I'll just be describing things in Korean, just speaking to myself. Talking to yourself is a good way to, I guess, kind of create muscle memory for your brain. If you use it, you'll be able to use it, or if you practice it, you'll be able to use it when you need it. Another thing that I like to do is I like to watch Korean shows. The easiest thing for me to understand is my baby's favorite program is actually Pororo in Korean, and he he likes to watch that, so sometimes I'll watch it with him. And honestly, it's usually low form because it's children speaking, but it is good to start to recognize vocabulary. And honestly, that form is what most Koreans speak in when they're speaking back and forth comfortably. So it does help you to understand better when someone's speaking. Listening is very important. Listening practice is something you should at least dedicate, at least 10 minutes a day to that. If you're living in Korea like I am, then, go out and be around people. Go sit at the playground or at a local park where you can sit there and listen to people speaking to each other. Um, the Another thing is write down the things that you say in English. Um, the way that you say them in English, or something that you say a lot. So, like if you say a word or you say a sentence in English, write it down and then translate it into Korean. Then you can learn it in Korean as well. If you can't translate it into Korean yet, you can. If you're working at a school, at a hagwon, whatever you're doing, I'm sure there's Korean people there that will help you to translate that into Korean. Um, so I just mostly do that for phrases that are more common and make sure that I'm expressing myself more comfortably. It's like I said earlier on in these videos, try to run it by a Korean. Verify everything with a Korean. I was going through the YouTube list of Korean conversation. I think I was the only white boy on there. I know it's really weird. I'm just trying to help. I'm not trying to get famous because I don't care about that. I'm not trying to get money off this. I'm not making any money. It's costing me time. It's just I know how hard this is to do because I went through it too. And honestly, I'll be moving back to America the end of next year, and I'll probably never come to Korea again, and I'll probably never need the Korean language again. So if I can pass some of my knowledge on to you, then it makes it kind of feel like it was worth it a little bit more. Knowledge is power, and if I can pass that power on to you, it makes me feel better about the hard work that I put into learning this. The other thing that I think is important for you to do is speak to a Korean when you get a chance to speak to a Korean. Don't be shy and don't worry about making mistakes. If you don't use what you learn or practice what you learn, you're never going to learn it well enough to move on to the next thing. So, anyhow, that's just some quick tips for you. Hopefully that helps you out. I probably won't get another video on till tomorrow if I'm lucky. Tomorrow's Saturday, so it's usually the family day. Otherwise, when I come back here, the verbs we will probably be going over are gada and oda, and I kind of put those up there at the end of the last video. So you should, at this point, be able to at least conjugate those two verbs into the three most common tenses, present, past, and future, by taking off the da and putting on the appropriate ending. So anyways, you guys have a good one. Let me know if this helps. Let me know if I can help you with anything. There are ways you can contact me through YouTube or anyhow. Well, be in touch.